All right, let's get right to it. Straight to the point. S&E. Shouts out to the whole LDBC community. um, Please hit the like when you come in here. All right. Hope everybody feeling good, man. Uh, we had a busy ass night yesterday. Lots of basketball action, man. Man, a lot of well, there were some spoilers, and then of course there were some surprises too as well. Um, I'm not gonna say that I don't like the way that the season is going at all. As a matter of fact, I kind of like the way that I like the way things are at what direction the season is going. Um, Last night, of course, the game that everybody was anticipating seeing, even though that they were without uh, two of their main players in both Rui and AD, of course, which if we're looking at the Lakers did better than what people had anticipated. Um, but JJ Redick is really starting to feel what it is to be an NBA coach, man. Um, like I said, man, with anything, especially the NBA game, not so much college basketball or high school basketball, but with the NBA game and on the pro level, it's a marathon. It's not a sprint. Um, there were a lot of people that were prisoners of the moment. Now, I know some people thought that maybe I was a prisoner of the moment. I'm not. I wasn't a prisoner of the moment. What I was saying is that JJ Redick started off with a burst of energy, and he had these guys playing at a high level the first couple of games. But like I did say, we're gonna have to wait and see throughout the course of the season what takes place, because injuries take place. You're gonna have trials and tribulations that come about, and then also you got to be able to deal with the trials and tribulations. He hasn't experienced any of that yet. JJ Redick hasn't. You probably experienced it with, being an NBA player, but like, that's the thing that True Raw was saying. Shout out to True Raw, and I said this too. All the X's and O's, all the X's and O's are not gonna save you uh, when things get tight. JJ Redick is, he hasn't been in the trenches. He hasn't been in a playoff situation. He hasn't had to adjust to different barricades that might, come his way, which he's got to figure his way out of, such as, climbing back from leads in in a game six or game seven. But some of the people on his staff or the coaches on his staff, they have experience with that. And that's not to say that they're championship coaches, but they still have more experience than JJ Redick. Even if they've lost quite a bit, they still have more experience. Please hit the like when you come in here. But JJ Redick is starting to feel he's starting to feel the heat. Look, are you gonna bend, break, or fold? I mean, look, you're 4-4. Okay, you. It's not like you're playing a slouch. You were a Memphis team that was coming in, and you're talking about a Ja who's really making his case as an MVP candidate, an early MVP candidate, especially if he stays healthy. Ja is playing like an MVP right now. Um, maybe his numbers aren't gonna they're gonna just flash right out at you. But last night with his playmaking ability, getting guys involved, um, and then also what I love is Ja's mentality. I like what he said after the game, because if you don't know what happened, Ja went at LeBron last night. Uh, what's up with it, man? KY. I don't know what that means, man, but salute to you. I don't know if you're talking about KY Jelly or well, man. Don't get me started around here. What's up with it, Alex? I see you in the building, man. Um, but I like Ja's mentality. He said, man, he said last year, he said he don't like him. He was talking about the Lakers. And I like how he Bron. Listen, people got to understand, man, that a lot of guys are ready to take. There was a couple of seasons ago, where everybody feared taking LeBron's place, but it's not quite like that anymore. Anthony Edwards, he wants to be on top. Ja Morant, he wants to be on top. Chet Holmgren, he wants to be on top. SGA, he wants to be on top. I'm talking about being that top dog, and I love that mentality. It's funny. Me and the brother Cypress, we were talking, and we wanted to go back to what Joe Mazzulla said. Like, not where you have to fight every 5 minutes. I'm not talking about that, but there should be fighting allowed. And we're just talking about the overall mentality of all this friendship and kumbaya stuff. You know what I'm saying? We want to see competition. As a man, as a man, particularly, especially being an alpha, you want to see competition. We don't want to see buddy or just straight up blowouts, or we want to see a close competitive game where these two teams, a lot of teams don't really like each other. You had more of that took place in previous eras. But lately the NBA has gotten, a lot of people call it soft, a lot of people call it uncompetitive. But you do have like with Chet, when it comes to the rivalry between Chet Holmgren and Victor Wembanyama, I like the fact that those guys don't really like each other. You know what I'm saying? I like it. I like, sometimes you gotta make some things personal in order to make the game interesting. In order to put instill that type of fear into your opponent's ski. Appreciate it. But I like how Ja went at LeBron. Yeah, he pushed him, because what happened is Um, Ja had made a bucket. He got an and one, and I think he made it over Gabe Vincent. I think it was. He made a shot over him, and then he indicated that he did the little too small gesture, and once he did too small, then LeBron he responded back. He hit a bucket. They were trading buckets, man. They were going back and forth. LeBron had said too small, and he tapped the floor after he knocked Ja to the ground. Now that could have been called an offensive foul. It could have been called an offensive foul, but when Ja, after he he came his back turned, and he just came to the back of the said, like, shoved him, like, yeah, what's up, and he got a technical foul because I like that grittiness. You know what I'm saying? Some people are not gonna agree with me, but I like how Ja did that. You know what I'm saying? To let them know, okay, we're not here to be friends. I'm still thinking about what happened last season. Um, and we're out to get you guys, because he didn't like the fact that, I guess, LeBron and AD and all them were clowning the Memphis Grizzlies while they were on the sideline, or while he was in street clothes, while Ja was in street clothes, because of course Ja was injured last season. But I like that mentality. I like that mentality. It needs to be more of that goes on. I like that mentality. And the thing about it is too, the Memphis Grizzlies they have a good chance to really get out of the West if everything goes right. Of course, you're gonna have some things that there are gonna be some curveballs. That's what the NBA is about. Curveballs. Curveballs are going to happen. Curveballs are going to happen in the playoffs when we talk about injuries, or when we talk about surprises. What are you doing, man? Come on. I wish y'all could really see how these people drive, man. It's ridiculous, man. But yeah, man, Ja Morant, man, they ended up defeating the Lakers. Um, of course, the Lakers didn't like I said, they didn't have their scoring punch. And I want to say this too. Everybody that's criticizing AD, Anthony Davis, right? Everybody that's criticizing him. I'm not mad at Anthony Davis. As a matter of fact, Anthony Davis, hell, he's been balling this season. Hell, he re-aggravated his foot. Hey, he took a game off. Like, Anthony Davis has been balling, and he came in right after the Olympics, unlike some people. Like, pretty much a lot of these players, they came in after the Olympics. Some of them might have been sick, some of them might have been injured, but guess what? They still played. Anthony Davis, we don't know how long that foot has been really truly bothering him, but I like the fact that he's still playing. Anthony Davis is really the best player right now. In terms of the numbers and stuff and what he's been doing right now, he's on top. He's leading the league in scoring. He's been doing a great job rebounding. So I'm not mad at AD. You know what I'm saying? Like it'd be different if he started off like a Joel Embiid and you're not playing in the preseason. But Anthony Davis has played in the preseason and he's played during the season, and he hasn't taken no games off, hasn't taken no plays off. So I'm definitely not going to be upset when it, at AD. There's some people that are actually criticizing AD. Oh man, you took off. It'd been different if it was like a couple of seasons ago, where every time he turned around, he had an injury. But man, this dude missed one game. If he come back the next game and then he played the next 10 games without uh, taking off or calling in or whatever you want to call it, because it is his job, whether we want to believe it or not, you can't be mad at him. I project Anthony Davis playing about 74 games. That's what I predict Anthony Davis playing. About 70, maybe about 74 games, maybe 80, maybe 80 games. He might play 80. You know what I'm saying? But we gotta think he's missed one so far. So, but yeah, I'm not tripping off of one game. I'm definitely not tripping off of one game. AD has been doing he's been doing his thing, man. He's been the leader of the team. I think that Anthony Davis has been a leader. If like Anthony Davis has been a leader, I think he's been a vocal leader too. I think Anthony Davis has been a vocal leader in comparison to the past too as well. He's leading by example, and he's leading vocally. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not just talking about just him, hollering and screaming after a bucket and all that other stuff. That's not that's not what I mean in terms of vocal leadership. But yeah, man, yeah, Ja was definitely hooping. He was definitely doing his thing. Um, Now I am going to talk about Nick Nurse, man. Now we know Paul George. He came back home really, but he came back, to the Clippers. Um, we were hanging with him for a little bit, man, and then Norman Powell. It was a combination of Norman Powell um, and the rest of the Clippers team, man. They took over in the second half or whatnot. Maxey didn't have his best game, but I want to say this about Nick Nurse, man. I like Nick Nurse. I like Nick Nurse, but I got to question his rotation. You're only giving Gershon. You only Gershon needs more minutes. We're we could do a better job rebounding. I mean, Andre Drummond, he had 10 boards yesterday, but I got to question Nick Nurse's rotations. His rotations are suspect. We have guys that we can literally use, but you're only playing them sparingly. No, you need to. Gershon needs more minutes, man. You're gonna wear down Maxey. Now he didn't play. I think Maxey's been a little fatigued, and I don't blame him. I don't blame him. What's up, Ted? I see you in here. Salute, straight. Players are 7-1. They're doing good, but as I've said before, um, it's a marathon and it's not a sprint. Now do I see the Warriors winning a championship? We don't know, but they they got a little formula that's working right now. Well, he has to trust him. Listen, Gershon plays championship level basketball. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, it was international, but Gershon has been on a national stage. Like people have seen Gershon really do his thing. I think Gershon has the ability to be a decent six man. He reminds me a lot of Najee Reed, Ted. I mean, just to a lesser extent, we know Najee 6'10" or whatever, 6'10", 11. Gershon's a little bit shorter, but he brings energy off of the bench. I think you need to move him up in the rotation. You know what I'm saying? Like that's just my personal opinion. Listen, I don't want people thinking like I want to get rid of Nick Nurse. I like what Nick Nurse is doing. Like Nick Nurse, he can only do so much. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you got a guy in Joel Embiid again who you can't depend on, and that we all know how that goes. Okay, I mean, he's been in the league 10 years. You already know that Joel Embiid is set in his ways. We got a bunch of new players that really haven't played with one another, and we have young players. Like we have a bad mix, and this is what I'm talking about, Shyam and Ted. We have a bad mix. Okay, this is what I mean. On one end, you have rookies, and you have guys that you just signed or whatever, like looking like you're in rebuild mode, right? But then on one end, you have older players that have been in the league, or veterans that have been in the league for quite some time. When we talk about Kyle Lowry, when we talk about Andre Drummond, and to a certain extent, when we talk about Kelly Oubre, who's been doing a solid job. With that mix, we're never going to prevail. We're never going to progress, because you can't figure out whether you want to rebuild and make this the Maxey era, or if you want to hang on to Joel Embiid, who in all likelihood is really just going to hold us back. You understand what I mean? Like, we have a bad mix right now. Look at OKC, right? OKC, they had to develop. They all when Sam Presti got all of those. What's up, the beautiful JGG chilling? I'm sorry, baby. Make sure y'all go sub to the beautiful, the bodacious, the dangerous, I wish a nigga would. GG chilling. She is a Lakers fan. Make sure y'all go sub to her channel. Salute to you, queen. Hey, she beautiful, but don't get it twisted. Gigi, you know what I'm saying? She'll wear that nice little dress. Dude come holler at her. Like, hey, what's up, man? No. No. But I can't, no. No. I can't even, no. I'm a Lakers fan. She go from no to just making noise. You know how them women be. I said you were pretty. I don't care. Nah, shout out to Gigi though. I love the queen. But anyway, hey, yeah, Gigi, we up in here. We're talking about, development. Now, if you look at OKC, right? You look at OKC. When Sam Presti got all those draft picks, everybody looked at him like he was crazy. And then they, of course, they made that move with Paul George. They gave up the house for Paul George, and it worked out for OKC because look at them now. Even though they took that L last night to the Nuggets, and they've tended to struggle with the Nuggets or whatever. But I'll get into that in a whole other conversation. But they developed over time. They drafted Chet Holmgren. They got a lot of picks. They brought SGA over. People were looking at them like they were crazy. They're like, OKC ain't gonna do nothing. All of a sudden, guess what? They stepped it up. Oh, you saying that to JJ? Well, listen to this, Gigi. I was just talking about, yeah, he up in there crying. At first, hey, Gigi, and what's up with it, Bruce Gas? Make sure y'all go sub to the brother Bruce Gas. Man, he was up in there putting that that fire-ass weed on display yesterday. If y'all like some of that, y'all like boxing, y'all like jazz, trivia, stuff like that, man, go holler at Bruce Gas. But anyways, Gigi, to get back to the point that you were saying with JJ, you see what he did, acting like a child, slamming the mic down, saying, I already did, getting mad and stuff like that. You already folding, and we're just 8 games in. What happened to all this, yelling and cursing at the press conference and stuff like that? Nah, man, you see, hey, Gigi, this is the thing, and everybody else up in here. X's and O's can only do so much. There are a lot of coaches that were successful, not thriving on X's and O's of basketball, and it was just sheer. It was by sheer motivation and sheer mentality, and also common sense. Who comes right to mind? Chuck Daly, God rest his soul. Yeah, throwing a temper tantrum, that old beta male stuff. You know what I'm saying? As a Lakers coach, you just got to get better. Look, I know you want to think that you Pat Riley. I know you want to think that you Phil Jackson. I know you want to think that you Paul Westhead. You know what I'm saying? I know you want to think that you were some of the other past Lakers coaches, but you're not. You're not. You're not even better than Byron Scott. You're not even better than Byron Scott. And when I say that, it's because Byron Scott was a damn good coach. He made it to 2 finals. Made it to Western Conference Finals. Brown sugar in the building, man. Got to taste some of that brown sugar. Brown sugar, baby. The beautiful brown sugar is in the building. Got all the lovely women in here tonight. She said, we in here now. What up with it, Steven? I see you in here, bro. And she called it the hush room. Boy, hush. Well, yeah, he doesn't have any coaching experience. I mean, that's going to play a factor. Listen, if you were a great coach, you actually would have been more within reach. Yeah, LeBron, he had 39 points and everything, but we all know, that's LeBron's MO. He gonna pad whatever stats that need to be padded or whatnot. The thing that I was looking to see was how are you gonna be able to adjust without having AD in the lineup and without having Rui in the lineup. You could say what you want about Coach Darvin Ham. Gigi, you know this, last season, when Darvin Ham was on the East Coast swing, the sort of similar to the East Coast swing that they have now, Darvin Ham won multiple games without AD and without LeBron in the lineup. Remember that? And then they only had D'Lo. And D'Lo actually played some of his best games. And so did Austin Reed. Yeah, they're non-impactful. You said this ain't 2K. Hey, but some people really believe that. You know what I'm saying? They rate these guys as if, this is a 2K game. No, this is not 2K. This is this is the real thing. Your feet are touching the hardwood. The ball is trying to touch what is that called? What is the net made of? Nylon. Nylon. Not Dylon like on making a band and shit. No, nylon. And beat Boston without James and David. Exactly. Facts, Queen. Like just annihilated them. Like as if, they also won. I think they had beat. I think they beat Cleveland. I think it was. I'm talking about that East Coast swing, and I think they beat Charlotte too. I can't remember who was on that East Coast swing, but they did good without AD and LeBron because they were sitting there pouting. It was LeBron. He was feeling some type of way because of Darvin Ham. Now this is what I think is going to happen. Gigi, Brown Sugar, everybody up in here, Steven. This is what I think is going to happen. It's going to be the same situation that happened that we're seeing now with Doc Rivers and how they did Adrian Griffin in Milwaukee. You listen. My expectation of JJ Redick, you got to get to the finals. If you don't make it to the Western Conference Finals or better, it's a failure. You know why? Because Darvin Ham, he made it to the Western Conference Finals. Last time I checked, he made it to the Western Conference Finals. So you're getting rid of a guy. Yeah, I know it's raining now. You getting rid of a guy who made it to the Western Conference Finals. If first round exit, hell, if you don't make the play in, I mean, if you just make the play, if you just make the playoffs and then your ass is out on the first round, in the first round, nah, that's not accepted. Because Darvin Ham made it further than you. And everybody criticized him. Gigi, everybody was criticizing him. Man, I went on, shout out to the Kareem Report with Kareem. Man, I went on his channel one time, man, they were sitting there talking all types of crazy about Darvin Ham, talking about he couldn't coach, he can't do this, he can't do that. I'm probably the only one that was telling people that Darvin Ham did not need to be fired. You don't need to get rid of a guy that made it to the Western Conference Finals. You're having to deal with an egotistical maniac in LeBron, who really can't let it go. You know what I'm saying? And pretty much, let's just call it what it is. The locker room was lost because of LeBron, because everybody fell in line. So, yeah, I expect, my expectation, and see, they're already trying to push that narrative, talking about, oh yeah, there's no expectations for the team and all this other stuff. No, you do have expectations. You do have expectations for this team. Your expectation is because you are a Laker. LeBron jumping up and down on TV, having a fit. Yeah, like I said, Gigi, beta male shit. Beta male shit, Queen. Typical beta male shit. Like if you're really a leader, he shouldn't have did any of that. What he should have did is he should have just kept his cool, He mad at Darvin Ham because he didn't challenge the play. And I agree with LeBron on that particular situation where he should have challenged the play or whatever. But man, bro, like you sitting up in there acting like you acting like somebody was talking about your mama or something. Like somebody was looking at your girl or something. So yeah, LeBron ruined the locker room and everybody fell in line and then because you see nobody really and at first and you know what strikes me, he did the same thing that he did with JJ Reddy. He was like, oh yeah, I want Coach Ham. I want Coach Ham in the beginning and stuff like that. He probably gonna do the same shit. I'm just waiting. Watch Gigi. I'm waiting for it to happen. JJ Reddick looked like he already sick of this shit. he already looked like he's sick of this shit. And we only 8 games in. We ain't even reached 10 games yet, Gigi. You said too much estrogen. Oh Lord, you sound like you sound like Tariq Nasheed. Yeah, man. He over there crying, man. Like, nah, man. And both of them are throwing tantrums and stuff like that, you know. And JJ hasn't won it. See, this is the thing. JJ hasn't won a title. He didn't win a title as a player, nor has he won on a coaching level, and we know that. Darvin Ham, Darvin Ham was the champion. Yeah, Gigi sounded like what Dr. Umar said, and Tyreek, your estrogen. Nah, but yeah, man, they already folding. He already starting to fold. He already starting to fold, and it's funny to me, man. You said I can't. Wow, I got these young players. Oh man, and you know what? That's another thing. You might as well just go ahead and just start playing the young players and just start getting them, uh, developed and stuff like that. Like everybody talks about Austin Reeves. I like Austin Reeves. You know what I'm saying? Like could he defend a little better? Yeah, but it's not like he doesn't give any effort. I, I'm gonna tell you something else too. I feel like Dalton Connect. You could put him as a starter the way that he's playing. He's a consistent shot maker. He's a consistent shot maker. I like Dalton Connect. You said Quincy would have, yeah, and see that right there, Gigi. Like I'm like that. That's what makes this more of a circus show. They know damn well Quincy was supposed to be there. Well, yeah, his mom everybody like criticizing his mom and stuff like that, but I mean, shoot, you can't blame her for being angry. You can't blame her for being angry. You put like you did like some photo, and you didn't mention like you didn't well, you talked about Quincy, but you put Dalton Connect's photo or something like that. You put the wrong photo up there, and she put him on blast, man. Yeah, that was wrong. Yeah, he deserved a roster spot. But see, that's why people are ready for him to go. And how can you blame a lot of the Lakers fans, for wanting them to be done with this? I'm sick of it, and I'm not even a Lakers fan. You know, I'm not a Lakers fan, but I appreciate Lakers culture, and I know that they're not about this. See how JJ Redick is the only way that JJ Redick is gonna win people over, Gigi, is he's gonna have to win, and not just playoffs and none of that other stuff. Nah, he's gonna have to win big, because then if he loses, you know what people are gonna say? Well, damn, we got rid of. That's what the narrative is now in Milwaukee. They're like, damn, we got rid of Adrian Griffin. Adrian Griffin was 30 and 13. Doc Rivers is what, 18 and 26. you know we we downgraded. We didn't upgrade. Like usually, man, when you go for another coach, you're supposed to upgrade. You ain't supposed to downgrade. So but yeah, man. Hold on one sec, y'all. You said Scottie Pippen Jr. Yeah, and that was the guy, Scottie Pippen Jr. That was the guy that they cut. They cut Scotty. Shout out to Ticket TV, because Ticket TV he let everybody know that. Yeah, Scottie Pippen Jr. They cut him. And listen, everybody, like, I love it. I love how guys go at um LeBron too, and the Lakers. Y'all listen, your squad, Gigi, your squad, they have a target on their back. They have a the Lakers are always gonna, anytime back in the days, whether it was Magic, Kareem, and Worthy, whether it was Kobe and Shaq, hell, even Wilt and Jerry West and Elgin Baylor, because they were the Lakers, they always had a target on their back, right? But in this case right here, y'all really have a target on your back, because the whole entitlement and nepotism thing, with the Bronny James situation, and of course you got LeBron there. A lot of people, like Ja was going at him last night. He didn't like the way that they were clowning and stuff like that. Then on top of that, a lot of people feel some type of way because they got rid of Darvin Ham, so they want to give it to the Lakers. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people don't like JJ Redick as a person either. People want to talk about they didn't like Kamala Harris. Hell, they didn't like JJ Redick. And I hate to bring politics up and stuff, but they didn't like JJ Redick, and still don't. Especially after the stuff that he said about Doc Rivers. This is not much guy. We ain't trying not participate. Hey, Yeah. Not in season tournaments, huh, GG? Yeah. Not bubble ring. Not My Little Pony ring. Not Mighty Morphin Power Ranger ring. You know what I'm saying? Oh man. But yeah, y'all. I'm getting ready to go ahead and head up out of here. It Bubble Yum ring, GI Joe ring, Transformer ring. Make sure y'all hit that like, sub to the channel if you're not a member, and also hit them notifications too. Make sure y'all go sub to the Queen GG chilling 702 the Hush Room. Make sure you go follow her. And also salute to all of my subs that's been rocking with me too. And shouts out to the whole entire Lions Den basketball and boxing community. Until then, straight to the point. I'm out, y'all.